This next video I'm making is because I'm noticing that a lot of students are getting confused when they have to solve something like this versus if they just have to solve this. Remember, the rules for solving are the same. However, you don't solve everything the same. If you notice over here, this one has two different variables. This one only has one variable. And we solve them different. I notice many people are getting so used to solving for slope-intercept form, they think that you are supposed to solve it this one that way too, but you're not. Please take a look. A lot of people are getting confused with this one here. This is standard form, and we're solving for slope-intercept form. Notice there's an x and a y. So we're doing the opposite. We're moving the whole opposite of this one by doing the opposite, moving it here. So that would be 8y equals negative 16 minus 3x. Then I'm trying to get this 8 and this y away from each other, and that's when I will divide everything. So then I end up with y equals, when you divide negative 16 divided by 8, you'll get a negative 2. When you try dividing this, you'll get a decimal, and then you will reduce it back to what it is. So what I have did is I solved for slope-intercept form. I solved for I solved for an equation that is the same but just looks different form. Over here, the rules for solving are the same. Yes, adding is the opposite of subtracting, dividing is the opposite of multiply. However, over here, what you notice is you got to get the x. I'm going to get the x alone. Don't move the x. X is the only variable. So I want to do minus 8 from both sides. I bring down 3x equals, if I add that together, that's a negative 16 plus a negative 8, that's negative 24. Then I divide both sides by 3, and then I get x equals negative 8. Notice x is a value. X is only one number. Which value of x is the solution? However, here I solved for the equation in a different form. So you have to understand the difference between, if there's two variables, then yes, get the y by itself so you can solve for slope-intercept form. But if there's only one variable, that's when you're doing the opposite of this 8 right here, and then you're dividing by what's with the x. I'm going to show it one more time, and I'm going to have you do some practice problems also. So remember, there is a difference between, if your problem looks like this, or if now this 7 has a y with it, this is when, I have two different variables, so I got to get this standard form to slope-intercept form. So this is when I'm going to do the opposite of the x and add it to the other side and keep it there. I cannot add 28 plus 5 because 5 has an x. That's how I know I have to keep it as an equation. Now I'm dividing everything by 7. Y equals 28 divided by 7 is 4. Then 5 divided by 7 will give you a decimal, and then it will reduce back to 5 over 7. So this is my slope-intercept form. However, this one over here, I'm trying to get x alone. So I have to minus 7 on both sides, do the opposite, or you can say add a negative 7. Notice 28 and negative 7, you can add those together because they both do not have an x. So I'm going to bring down the negative 5x. I'm going to go ahead and do this math right here. That gives me a 21. Now I'm dividing by a negative 5. Then x equals, let me go ahead and divide that and see what that equals. 21 divided by negative 5, that gives me a negative 4.2. Or if I press math, enter, negative 21 over 5. So either of these will be your x value. The value of x, that is the solution for this one. All right, so you're going to be practicing this just to make sure you're not getting confused. Thank you.